And we're back here on Liquid Lunch after that fabulous song by
Jeff Madden.
Jeff Madden. Thanks, Glenn. Okay.
Thank Greg.
Thanks, Greg. But we got Eva. Eva Karpati is here. Hi.
Hi. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you back. It's, as we were saying, such a small world because you were here not too long ago.
Well, actually, it was, I think, almost 2 years ago.
It's all relevant. Relative. It's, yeah.
But thank you for having me back.
It's great to have you. And you're the publisher of, let's see it, Good News
Toronto. Yeah.
Which is all about the good news that's happening in the city, right, Eva?
Yes, it is. It's about the wonderful people that make our city vibrant and alive and make it the community that we want to highlight.
Like you.
And like you. Glenn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. Excellent,
Yes.
excellent. Tell us a little bit about your paper and your magazine, sorry.
The newspaper, I am glad to say, is now 3 years old.
Yep.
And in those 3 years, we've featured over 400 just wonderful, inspirational, creative, compassionate people who make up the city. These are real stories. This is the real good news that Toronto is about. And
we need that.
And that's really our goal, is just to give this sense that Toronto, in our light, the right perspective, that Toronto is a wonderful city, and that you know, the people who deserve to be on the front pages of all the other papers, but are not, we put them there. So that's what we do. That I think unique, and people want to hear it.
You know, I'm getting a big resonance from what you just said, with the spirit of what the Toronto Dollar is all about, and the spirit of people dealing with people rather than bureaucracies dealing with bureaucracies. Because I think sometimes the regular media or the big media forgets about the people who do, as Jimmy Stewart says in It's a Wonderful Life, most of the living are dying in this town. Right?
Right.
You know? And the people doing stuff in their regular day, and maybe they're not getting paid that much money for it, but it's the stuff that keeps the community going. But they're not on the cover of the Toronto Star necessarily, or the Globe and Mail, right?
Exactly. That they're the fabric of the city. That's what makes it what it is. So, and in terms of Toronto dollars, it's just a perfect blend, because we're about not what bringing these positive people to light. The impact is also not only social, but it is, I believe, economic. So the tie-in is huge. The more we believe in our city, the more likely we are to support it in every way. So
I think the economics of the future it'll be more and more like that. I think earlier we were talking about the tide, and I think the tide of our economy is so against really the natural laws. I think that when a person kind of stands out against that or does something well for the community, and it's just not really recognized, because the tide is so unsustainable. And I believe the economy of the future, we will think, our motivations will be guided by a deeper understanding, and it will pay. Because it will reassess the economy. Like right now, it's totally out of whack. Like you can, for example, the tar sands. I mean, okay, you destroy billions of gallons of water to get this oil and poison rivers, but you don't have to pay for the cleanup costs? Hello.
Boy, I thought the economy of the future, we were going to be microchipped slaves digging gold for the Anunnaki.
Well, that's one potential future. That's one potential future. I think it could be a neo-feudal system. Yeah, for sure. But I think there's this other way that's a more human-based system. It's all local. Well, not all local. Obviously, we can't get oranges in Canada, but it's more locally based.
They'll be able to breed them with
genetically
genetic
modified. That's
engineering.
another. Don't get me going on that.
Eva, do you ever cover those? Oh, sorry, I don't want to interrupt you.
Sorry.
But do you ever cover these kind of issues in Good News Toronto?
Well, if the hero does, to be honest,
Yeah.
our focus is on the work of the individuals. And there are, many Torontonians who are obviously not just in their own little circle of doing good, but, really the wider spectrum. So there are, global issues covered really only if they come up in terms of the person. But our goal right now is Toronto, is to highlight Toronto and its impact.
What are some of the people that really stand out? You've been doing this for over 3 years?
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the stories that have stood out over that time that you kind of think back and go, oh yeah, that was a great story about so-and-so? Can you share some of those with us?
Sure. Well, my very first front page hero, actually, Grace Ngunga, was this beautiful woman who tirelessly works in to sustain the kitchen at the Fred Victor Center, and she provides this beautiful, elegant setting for the homeless, for the marginalized, making them feel welcome and respected. And she does this every day, and she does it with a smile and with warmth, and again, just so inspirational. But who's ever heard of Grace? She will never make it on the front cover, yet she so deserves to be on the front cover of every paper. She's astounding. If I can bring attention to this March issue, I've got Adrian Anatenwan, who was born without a right hand, but that's a minor point because this incredibly inspirational young man, was determined to play the violin, was never told he couldn't, was fitted with a prosthesis, and is now part of the Toronto Symphony Orchestra, travels the world with his chamber group, and is sensational, absolutely sensational. So challenge is not in his vocabulary, and has gone on to just incredible heights, and is giving back to the community by enabling young children who are have disabilities to show them they also can do whatever they want, that there's no can't.
Yeah.
So
that actually reminds me a little bit about our film festival as well, because I brought Joseph Cesare, remember the double amputee that taught himself how to walk, and I just met him on the subway. And the story was, my wife, I wanted to walk right up to him and start talking right away. And Hadjin, she was concerned I might make a scene or whatever, but I just
based on her experience.
I don't make any scenes, right? I'm not out there in any way. So anyways, I walked right up to Joseph. I said, wow, it's really cool. Tell me how you did it and how you do this. I've never seen this before. And it just started that whole conversation. Then I found that he had this terrible industrial accident. He lost his legs. He taught himself in a period of about a year to walk again on prosthetics, building up from an inch high, just building them slowly. And now he's leading rock climbing expeditions. He's inspiring other people to get out of their wheelchairs and walk. And it was just so incredible. And it was just like, wow, that I want you on our movie night. And we're going to find some sort of movie that you can be involved with this. But it seems that, you're doing a very similar thing. We're both kind of in that same area. And even you're doing the same thing with your program. It's interesting.
Yes, that's
and we're all part of the Toronto Dollar.
Yes, we are. It's so great to be.
And if I can take the opportunity also to mention the behind the scenes fabulous heroes, and that Good News Toronto is a not-for-profit endeavor.
Yes.
So all the writers are volunteers, the writers, the photographers, the board, they're all volunteers. And again, that idea that Good News just is kind of a magnet to people who feel that social responsibility to let's do something good. Let's not keep pulling ourselves down, but let's hold on to something that's the way we want to see the world. So people coming around has been also just a confirmation that we have everyday heroes all throughout the city.
Right.
Plus, you're raking in the cash like crazy, right, Eva? Like you fabulously just start a magazine.
Can you say that louder so we can manifest that?
Just like the Toronto Dollar.
No, I mean, I know it's actually the reason I joke like that, because it's not an easy thing to do to create a publication like the one that you've done.
No, it's
Is it?
not.
And
It is
it's-
not. It is not. And it is a challenge. It definitely is a challenge.
And the fact you've been going for, what, 2 or 3 years now is a real testament to the commitment of yourself and of the other people that you've managed to bring into the organization.
That's
yes,
great.
Yes, it is. We are nevertheless always looking for people who would like to support it. We do offer advertising in the best newspaper in the city, and it is distributed throughout the city. So,
What's your distribution like?
Well, we print 10,000 copies.
Okay.
We now have a fabulous new website. I really encourage everyone to go on
Right
at
on.
goodnewstoronto.ca. So, again, conscientious businesses would be completely aligned with this conscientious newspaper and get distributed in 640 physical locations in the city, as well as I mentioned online, which I'm really proud of our new website.
Cool. Yeah, that's great.
Now, are you all over Toronto, or
All
are
over,
you?
yes, yes.
So
The
not
GTA.
any particular concentration, any
No.
particular neighborhood. It's
No.
all over the city.
All over the city. We believe Good News Toronto deserves to be in everybody's hands. So.
Yeah, that's great. And so it should be. Yeah, that's great. We want to inspire people. Now, you talked to me yesterday. We were talking on the phone. You've got a neat little, well, not a little, it's kind of a big initiative to do a community dinner. And I wanted you to share that because this is another dream of yours and you want to make it happen. And maybe we can talk a little bit about this wonderful initiative that you've
Great,
started.
yes, thanks, Glenn. Well, the idea is that the paper is this two-dimensional object, and we'd like to bring that whole idea of community to life with just a really simple idea of let's bring everybody together to enjoy each other's company, to meet the heroes, to eat, drink, and just be merry together, not within our own little circle, but the huge broader Toronto community. And food, I think, is just so social and such a wonderful
Yes, it
way of
is.
getting together. So I'd love to be able to create a Toronto community dinner. Let's make it feel like it's a small town and that we can all come together. And so I'm looking for space.
Yeah.
Hugh, Glenn.
Yeah.
How much
I'm looking for
space?
space.
What kind of space?
Oh, let's start with 100 people. 100 people. I've got some food already donated.
Great.
I've got cooks willing to, stir up some spaghetti and sauce.
We have some very supportive Toronto dollar businesses as well that might consider helping out with this. So I'd be
Yes.
happy to ask.
Yeah,
on your
we'd like a
behalf.
location that's accessible.
How many
in
people
every
do you
way.
need to accommodate?
Well, again, I'm imagining about 100.
It's a good start.
It's a good
right?
start,
I can see it
yes.
getting bigger. You're going to need
Yes.
the Air
Yeah.
Canada Centre one of these days. right?
Yes, exactly. Yes, Hugh, I'm with you. We'll start smaller and then maybe next year Air Canada. But yeah, so, and again, that's the dinner being, again, a manifestation of what we're about, that, we sort of pride ourselves in, like you, being an advocate and a resource for community building. And let's
on.
see it, let's feel it, let's touch community.
Right. Well, that's so cool. I'll do what I can.
Great.
And we'll,
Yeah, for sure. Maybe the North Market building. Just,
perfect.
We can brainstorm all day.
yeah. Yeah.
All right. So
Maybe the market staff are watching right now.
exactly.
Is the phone ringing?
So Eva, now we're going to give out all the contact information again. Make sure people because people can get in touch with you if they want to subscribe, I suppose, or
If they want to subscribe.
advertise in the paper, or if
Advertise.
they want to be a part of it, maybe as a writer or a
Exactly.
distributor, probably everything, right?
Yes, absolutely. In every way, we're open arms.
And now they can even pay their ad in Toronto dollars.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
Right on.
That is-
Not too
that's
many
great.
papers that you can pay for
No.
advertising with Toronto dollars.
Nope, it's perfect. So what's the website again?
So the website is goodnewstoronto.ca.
Okay.
I can be emailed at info@goodnewstoronto.ca. And the phone number is 416-661-2556.
All right. Any final thoughts, Eva, before we're going to have to wrap the show up, but any final thoughts you want to leave people with?
I'm just thrilled that, again, the three of us sitting here are, again, with the same mission and the same goal, and I just so see it happening that
Isn't
we
it
all thrive
Yeah.
because this is really, I think, what Toronto wants, and that's been the reaction that I get. Good, we want this, we need this. So.
Yeah, and being in company with people that really share the same vision, it's inspiring.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, Eva, thanks a lot.